I think if you release the hardcore al-Qaeda terrorists that are held at Guantanamo, I think they will go back into the business of trying to kill more Americans and mount further mass casualty attacks. Now, if you're not going to release him, then what are you going to do with him? Where are you going to put him? Are you going to bring him to the United States, where he would acquire certain legal rights that he doesn't have down there? I mean, it is a tough, complicated problem. It's not an issue that you can just campaign all over the country that Guantanamo's bad, and if I'm elected, I'll close it, unless you can answer these other questions. And so far, I haven't heard any answers to these other questions. Well, I think they're optimistic. All new administrations are optimistic. We were. The question is whether or not, if you look back 5 years from now, will it be possible to have justified their optimism? Obviously, I'm one who believes that it's a tough world out there, and the United States needs to be not so much loved as it needs to be respected. We need, from time to time, to use military force or all of the resources at our command in order to defend the nation and to defend our friends. And sometimes that requires us to take actions that generate controversy. I'm not at all sure that that's what the Obama administration believes. I think there probably are some who actually believe if we just go talk nice to these folks, everything's going to be okay. I don't think the world works that way. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm worried that the fact that we had to have a lot of involvement by the federal government in dealing with the financial crisis is to some extent being used to justify this major effort that's being mounted now by the administration in terms of the $1 trillion so-called stimulus bill. It looks to me like there's a lot of stuff in there that hasn't got anything to do with stimulus, that it's sort of the wish list of a lot of my congressional Democratic friends about this is the opportunity, and the train's leaving the station and you put on it whatever you can. I look at his situation and ask myself, now what would have happened if we'd nominated in our administration somebody with that kind of problem who hadn't paid well over $100,000 worth of back taxes? I think we'd have a hell of a problem. I'd start to worry about it if I were a Democrat, because there's nothing more dangerous in the sort of the political wars than hypocrisy. So at some point here we're going to hit critical mass, and especially after we've had all this talk about I'm never going to hire a lobbyist, there aren't going to be any lobbyists working in government in this administration and so forth. So I think that whole combination of things could prove to be a problem.